Hello, Ms. Tony Milano. I'm Roberto Soto, an analyst and account executive with Gartner Inc. I'm hoping that you have a few minutes to spare today.
Things have been so hectic around here recently, but I can definitely spare a few minutes before my next meeting. You can just call me Tony, by the way. What can I help you with, Mr. Soto?
Thank you, Tony. And you can just call me Roberto. I recently attended the Gartner Digital Marketing Conference in Houston, Texas, and I ran into a friend of yours from college. You attended Georgia Tech, is that correct? I met your friend Jonathan, who also graduated with your class with an IT major, I believe.
Oh, yes, Jonathan. I certainly do remember him. Great guy. Also, Houston is a great city. I enjoy traveling there and going to some baseball games. The Astros are definitely a top notch team. Since having won the World Series in 2017, the turnout is incredible.
Well, Jonathan mentioned that you were the head IT person for the Georgia State Stadium. I've never introduced myself or Gartner before. I'm hoping that there's a way I can help in some way to get the Georgia State Stadium to always be at full capacity, kind of like the Astros do for any given game, playoffs or not.
You certainly have my attention, but only for a tiny bit because I'm about to go into the meeting I told you about.
Well, first and foremost, congratulations on the promotion to lead the IT department for the stadium. You have certainly done so many great things so far, not only for the stadium, but for the school as well. With your extensive IT knowledge, is there any area that you specifically need help with? I know that's such a loaded question, but is there something that you've been working on that Gartner could assist with?
Well, I really like your idea of keeping the seats filled at capacity, the same way the Astros do it. To be completely honest and transparent with you, ever since I began overseeing the IT department, necessary changes had to be made. While the attendance is not that bad, there's always room for improvement. But tell me a little bit more about your company, as I don't know much about it.
Absolutely. Gartner is the world's leading information technology research and advisory company. While we offer so many services, we focus on your specific needs. While I have no doubt that with your expertise in running the IT department with the Georgia State Stadium is impeccable, we'll use all resources to maximize the outcome. We will utilize our data to make sure that all aspects are taken care of. We currently have over 2,000 analysts, which allow us to make sure that no stone is left unturned and all questions or concerns are dealt with accordingly.
Thank you for providing me with that information. You provided some really good points about the company that I will certainly have to hear more about. I would like to know more about the data that you have and how that can help with the stadium. I'm sure a stadium is not who you normally negotiate with or have as a client, but I'm open to learning more, and I would also like to provide you with more in depth information that will shed light on other issues.
I would really like that. I'm certainly very appreciative of your time you've given me today. So I'll be more than happy to provide you with additional information. You also mentioned other issues, so I'd really like to know how Gartner can help you overall.
I think that would be an excellent idea.
Sounds like a plan. Before we really deep dive into Gartner, I would love to know a little bit more about you and your position with regards to the stadium. Would that be okay with you?
Yes, absolutely.
Great. So, Tony, you mentioned that you're the head IT person for the Georgia State Stadium. Could you briefly walk me through your day and tell me some of the important responsibilities you have?
Of course, as the director of the athletics technology, I make sure that everyone is completing their tasks as efficiently and accurately as possible. With my position, I coach, mentor, and find ways to help the department in any way possible so that everyone gets to benefit from the success.
It's really refreshing to hear someone speak so positively about what they do and the emphasis that you put into the overall success of your department.
Well, thank you. I certainly love my job and enjoy what I do. I don't know that there is anything else I would want to do besides this.
Excellent. Well, Tony, tell me a little bit more about your idea of creating a mobile application that will help generate more foot traffic into the stadium.
Yes, well, I want to develop a mobile app for the stadium to help increase sales of all aspects, not only ticket sales, but also maybe merchandise.
That sounds like a really good plan. Could you tell me a little bit more about what you have done to move forward with this idea?
Well, I have been researching companies like Gartner who have the capability and IT expertise to help me make this app become a reality. I'm really big on wanting to do everything in house without the help of other companies, but unfortunately, we don't have team members who would be able to produce something of this magnitude.
I certainly appreciate you doing your research and giving me the opportunity to provide you more information on how Gartner can help. With Gartner, I can assure you that we will provide your team with the absolute best IT research out there. This way, you can connect with professionals that will help execute your vision. Hopefully, we can have the app out by the end of this year. By the way, do you guys have a time frame as to when you want to?
I was hoping to have it ready before the 2020 season, so maybe 9 to 10 months is what I had in mind.
You?
Oh, the audio went out.
Hello, Tony.
Hi,
Hey, sorry about that.
technology.
Absolutely. Now, where were we?
I think that you were telling me, I was talking to you about the 2020 season and maybe in about 9 to 10 months is what I have in mind for the app.
Excellent. Well, Tony, if you don't mind, I would like to go over a presentation I have prepared to show you. Here you will visually see why Gartner is the right choice for you and your team.
Yes, that would be great. I would love to see it.
Great. Now, as you know, Gartner is one of the largest firms for providing information technology related insight for businesses across the globe. Our team will have you set up with the best IT professionals to help develop the app the stadium deserves. With our tools and research, I believe that once the app is fully launched, we can have ticket sales and merchandise sales at a 20% increase within the year. Also, I'm sure you have a budget. I know that we'll be able to be well within that budget at that time frame. The investment process will be a smaller margin as well.
Wow, sounds good so far.
As you can see, we will be able to offer you some great benefits. The research portion alone would be worth it. We would also be able to provide tools such as self-assessment tools and IT budget tools to assist with the process. You would also be able to team up with some of our executive partners who will provide you with their professional advice. They'll be able to guide you through any challenges you may have, and they'll be able to enhance the skills you possess and that of your teams as well.
I really love these benefits and the fact that we will have so much help throughout the process.
I'm glad to hear that. I know that the president, Mark Becker, and the CIO, Phil Vetementilia, may be concerned with the cost and development of this app, but I'm almost positive that we'll be able to develop it within the budget. As you can see, it'll only be $50,000 for the first year.
Great. I will be relaying this information to them as they are the deciding factor. So you're confident that we can have the app ready before the next season, as well as keeping it within budget?
Yes, Tony, absolutely. And the rest of the team, you and the rest of the team are going to be impressed with what we can do here at Gartner.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear.
So, Tony, do you have any questions about what we've talked about so far?
Yes. I do have a few questions and concerns about some of the items that we've talked about. For example, the app that you talked about. Is there a guarantee that it will do everything you said it will do? Are you sure that it will increase the ticket sales and that it will be a real user-friendly app for our customers? I certainly wouldn't want a situation where things become increasingly more difficult for the customer and we end up complicating things.
I completely understand where you're coming from. And the last thing any of us would want is to make things more complicated for the customer. This particular app will be able to be used by people of all ages, so I'm extremely confident that we will not run into these issues. Additionally, our CIO has already signed a deal with the social media giant Facebook and has guaranteed the number of ads that will be running on a daily basis so that it will attract more traffic and it'll get the word out to more people as well.
That sounds really good to me. I just want to make sure that the customer service that the CIO has planned out matches the customer service expectations.
Our CIO is well known with past customers of his integrity and is also known as someone who truly cares about the satisfaction of his customers. His job is not considered complete until the customer is satisfied and can walk away with complete confidence in the product and the help that he has provided his customer.
Well, you certainly have put my mind at ease, since that sounds exactly like what our company is looking for, and someone who can help us achieve the success of this app. If you don't mind, there are some other questions that I have.
No, of course I don't. Please ask anything you'd like.
With regards to the app itself, how are the projections and numbers going to be used? In other words, will we also be able to use that data to benefit the company in the long run as well?
The amount of information that will come out of the app is going to be massive. Once the app gains momentum, we'll be able to see exactly who is using it. And with that kind of information, we'll be able to incorporate other items that will in turn benefit the company. For example, we'll be able to create incentives for people who are actively using the app and possibly even have a rewards program for those repeated buyers.
It would really benefit the company for sure. It would also be really interesting to see how we could use the numbers to see if we could push ticket sales for first responders and military personnel at a discounted price, which would then maybe increase the number in sales while also giving a discount.
I really think that applying those discounts will bring in huge crowds to the stadium and will generate so many sales from all aspects, especially with the tickets and merchandise. That in itself will be so beneficial to everyone involved. We want to make sure that we provide to you as much accurate information that will benefit your company, benefit the customer, and overall the app itself. We will be providing those numbers and projections so that you can see firsthand just how great this app is and will continue to be.
Speaking of numbers and data, there's another thing that I wanted to mention to you, Roberto. Is there a way, or would you be at all able to provide us with a cost optimal report that we can use to help encourage our company and make them see that this app is a smart investment?
Yes, absolutely. We will be able to provide that report as frequently as you or your company requests it. I do want to go ahead and point out that we have a self-assessment tool that your company will fill out so that we can see exactly and specifically what your needs are and how we will go about addressing each one.
That sounds like an extremely useful tool and one that I know.
I have no doubt that this app will do wonders for the stadium. There will be some learning curves along the way, but your team sounds equipped enough to handle whatever comes their way. It will take a couple of weeks to export your data and train the team accordingly, but as we've calculated so far, this will be a great investment. Well, Tony, are you ready to do business together today?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for providing me with all of this information. Forward to this new partnership and our future success.
Likewise, I'll be forwarding you all this information in writing so we can begin the process as soon as possible.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks again, Roberto.
My pleasure.